Welcome to another episode of Explained by AI. Today we're diving deep into shop titans. Specifically, for those of you who've already got your shop running like a well-oiled machine, we're going to uncover some often overlooked strategies that can really push your gameplay to the next level.
For seasoned players like you, crafting and inventory management might seem like second nature, but I assure you there's always room for optimization. Take energy management, for example. Instead of just rushing any item that's halfway done, consider focusing on the long crafting items. Those are your real time savers.
So it's about prioritizing those items that take hours to complete rather than the quick ones.
And it's us.
I usually just rush whatever's closest to being done.
Right.
What about enchantments? I know they boost value, but is there a strategy beyond just enchanting everything?
Enchantments are an art form. Enchanting simple items is fine for early game, but you should be focusing on those high-level enchantments that add valuable perks, like increased crafting speed or customer patience. Those are the real game changers.
Okay, that's a good tip. I've mostly ignored the higher level enchantments because they seemed expensive. But if they speed things up in the long run, it's probably worth it. Now, every Shout Titan player knows you need to sell to everyone. But how do you maximize profit without alienating customers?
Think of it like this. You wouldn't give a discount on a legendary sword, right? Save those surcharges for your most valuable items, the ones you know adventurers will pay a premium for. For everyday items, a small discount can go a long way in keeping customers happy and the XP flowing.
That's smart. So it's all about strategic discounting and surcharging. Makes those decorations even more important than, right? I mean, keeping those customers happy while they wait is crucial.
Right.
But is there more to decorations than just aesthetics and energy regen?
Absolutely. Decorations impact customer patience. Certain rare decorations actually provide hidden boosts to patience levels. They might not be the prettiest, but if you want customers to happily wait for those high-value crafts, those hidden gems are worth hunting down.
Wow, I had no idea. I've been focusing on the energy regen ones, but I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for those hidden patience boosters. Now let's move on to quests and heroes. I know we need to equip them correctly, but are there any specific strategies when it comes to gear selection beyond just matching their preferred types?
Pay attention to those specific stats and bonuses on gear. Does it boost attack critical hit chance or offer elemental resistances? Those seemingly small bonuses can be the difference between success and failure, especially on those high-level boss quests where every advantage counts.
So it's not just about light or heavy armor, it's about tailoring their gear to the specific challenges of each quest.
That's a good point. I've been mostly focused on just getting the highest level gear possible, but I'll have to start paying more attention to those details. Now, when it comes to those really risky quests, I've heard there's a strategy to avoid losing your best gear. Instead of sending your heroes out with your top-tier equipment, consider using lower-tier gear that you don't mind potentially losing. It's a form of risk management that can save you a lot of heartache, especially in the early stages of building up your hero roster.
That's actually a really smart strategy. It's like an insurance policy against those unexpected quest failures. I'm definitely going to start implementing that. Now let's talk about the marketplace. It's always a bit overwhelming to me. Any tips for navigating it efficiently and finding those hidden deals?
The marketplace is all about timing and knowing what to look for. During busy events or when players are desperately trying to offload inventory, you can find great deals on high-demand items. It's like bargain hunting, but instead of clothes, you're snagging valuable resources and equipment.
So it's about capitalizing on those moments of market fluctuation. But how do you know which items are actually worth buying? I mean, everything seems overpriced sometimes.
Look for items that are consistently in high demand. Things like crafting materials for popular weapons or armor, or even basic consumables like health potions. Those are the items that will always sell well, especially during events.
That makes sense. So it's about understanding the supply and demand dynamics of the market. What about those big events? Everyone says they're crucial for making serious gold and XP, but they always feel so chaotic to me.
Events are where you put all your preparation to the test. Remember all that talk about strategic crafting and stocking up? Well, events are your time to shine. Those limited-time blueprints are crucial. Some remain craftable even after the event ends, giving you an edge long-term.
I've always struggled with that. It feels like I'm constantly scrambling to gather materials during events. Any tips for staying ahead of the curve?
Think of it like this. The best time to prepare for an event is actually before it even starts. Start stockpiling essential materials and pre-crafting popular items a few days in advance. You'll be thanking yourself when the event hits and you're already stocked up and ready to go.
That's a great tip. I'll definitely start doing that. Now let's shift gears and talk about XP. As experienced players, we know it's essential for unlocking those higher-level blueprints and crafting stations. What are some of the best ways to maximize our XP gains beyond the obvious crafting and enchanting?
You would be surprised how many seasoned players overlook the simple act of repairing adventurer gear. Those small chunks of XP really add up, especially if you're regularly repairing high-level equipment. Plus, it keeps your heroes in top shape for those challenging quests.
I've always seen that as a chore. But I never consider the XP gains. I'll definitely be paying more attention to that now. Speaking of XP, guilds are another area where we can boost our gains, right?
Guilds are a goldmine for experienced players. We've talked about crafting speed and energy recovery, but there's more to it. Borrowing heroes is crucial. Need some extra muscle for a tough boss quest. Tap into your guildmates' rosters. It's a game changer.
I've been hesitant to borrow heroes because I don't want to feel like I'm relying on others. But you're right, it's a valuable resource that I should be utilizing more.
It's not about relying on others. It's about leveraging the collective strength of your guild. It's the same with guild buildings. Instead of everyone spreading their contributions thin, focus on strategically upgrading key buildings together, the stacking bonuses can be massive.
I've never thought about it that way. That's a really strategic approach to guild management. Now let's dive back into some of those hidden mechanics that can really separate the pros from the amateurs. We talked about customer request recycling, but what about influencing their choices in the first place?
Visual merchandising, my friend. The way you display items in your shop matters. Customers are drawn to items on pedestals or prominent shelves. Want to move those slow-selling items? Give them the spotlight. It's a subtle but effective way to nudge your customers in the right direction.
That's a brilliant tip. I've always just placed items wherever they fit, but I'll definitely be rearranging my shop with that in mind. What about those masterwork items? I know they're valuable, but they seem to pop up so randomly. Is there a way to increase our chances of crafting them?
Focus on maxing out the crafting stations you use most frequently. The higher their level, the greater the chance of producing a masterwork item. So prioritize those upgrades and you'll see those rare gems rolling in more often.
That's a good strategy. It's like specializing in certain crafting disciplines. Speaking of specialization, what about heroes? We talked about matching their gear to their preferences, but is there more to it than just light or heavy armor?
Pay attention to elemental affinities. A fire mage will excel with gear that boosts fire damage, while a water rogue might benefit from water resistance. Matching those elements to the challenges they face can make a huge difference, especially in those late-game encounters.
So it's not just about general stats, it's about understanding the nuances of each hero and tailoring their gear to their specific strengths.
Exactly. And that level of mastery is what separates the good players from the truly great ones. It's about understanding all those little details and using them to your advantage.
Those little details are what make Shop Titans so engaging. It's not just about clicking buttons, it's about strategy planning and constantly learning. Now, we talked about manipulating the marketplace for profit, but is there a way to do that ethically?
Absolutely. It's all about understanding market trends and being a savvy trader. Let's say there's a sudden surge in demand for a particular crafting material. You could buy out all the cheaper listings, creating a temporary shortage, and then relist those items at a slightly higher price.
So it's about capitalizing on those market fluctuations, but not being exploitative. It's like being a stockbroker in the world of Shop Titans.
Precisely. It's about understanding the value of goods and predicting how that value will change over time. And remember, information is power in the marketplace. The more you know about what's in demand, the better equipped you'll be to make those smart trades.
That's great advice. It's not just about buying and selling, it's about being informed and making strategic decisions. Now, before we wrap up, any final tips for those seasoned players who are looking to take their gameplay to the absolute next level?
Embrace the power of experimentation. Shop Titans is a game that rewards creativity and exploration. Try out different crafting combinations, hero team compositions, shop layouts. You never know what hidden gems or strategies you might discover.
That's such an important point. It's easy to get stuck in a routine, but the real magic happens when you step outside your comfort zone and try new things.
And don't be afraid to share your discoveries with your guildmates. The best Shop Titans players are the ones who collaborate, share knowledge, and help each other grow.
That's what makes the community so special. It's not just about competition, it's about working together to achieve greatness.
Exactly. And remember those hidden mechanics we talked about? Like how renaming your shop or heroes can trigger random bonuses? Don't underestimate those little quirks.
I'm going to start experimenting with names right away. I never realized those seemingly insignificant details could have such an impact.
It's all about paying attention to the details and understanding how all the different systems in the game interact. Remember, knowledge is power in Shop Titans.
Well said. This has been an incredible deep dive into the world of Shop Titans. I feel like I've leveled up my understanding of the game significantly.
I hope you've gained some valuable insights that will help you on your journey to becoming a true Shop Titan tycoon.
Absolutely. Any final words of wisdom for our fellow Shop Titans players out there?
Never stop learning. Never stop experimenting. And never stop having fun. That's the true path to mastery.
Do you have any topic that you would like to have explained? Drop it in the comments.